Okay, so looking at this is the cardiac output curve. So normally you'll see that the heart can increase its pumping ability to about 13 liters per minute or 2.5 times normal. The three uppermost curves are the curves of hypereffective hearts, wherein there is either nervous stimulation or hypertrophy of the heart. And then the lowermost curves are hypoeffective hearts, wherein there is damage to the heart, myocarditis, or there is decreased pumping effectivity of the heart. Okay, three factors affect the venous return. So the right atrial pressure here, which impedes blood flow from the veins into the right atrium. So remember, if there is increase, it's just like a hose. So if there is an increase in the pressure in the right atrium, the water or the blood coming from the veins will have a difficult time entering the right atrium. Second, there is the mean systemic filling pressure, which forces the systemic blood toward the heart. And last, resistance to blood flow between the peripheral vessels and the right atrium. So if there is resistance to blood flow, then there is less flow into the right atrium. So when the heart fails to pump effectively, the right atrial pressure rises. And this impedes the flow into the right atrium, and because blood dams up inside the right atrium. Venous return decreases to 0 when right atrium pressure equals 7 millimeters mercury, which is the mean systemic filling pressure. On the other hand, when the right atrial pressure drops below 0, the veins entering the chest collapse, which results in this plateau. So no matter how negative the low or how low the right atrium pressure falls, venous return will not increase. Understood so far? Okay, so the venous return is determined by this equation. This equation where PSF is the mean systemic filling pressure, PRA is the right atrial pressure, and RVR is the resistance to venous return. So the difference between the PSF and the PRA is the pressure gradient for venous return. So the greater the difference, the higher the numerator, the greater the venous return. Or put in other words, the pressure gradient for venous return is directly proportional to the venous return. On the other hand, the resistance to venous return is indirectly proportional to venous return. So the higher the resistance, the lower the venous return, or the lower the resistance, the higher the venous return. Okay? This will just be all graphs and pictures so that you understand. All the rest of the chapters you're supposed to read on your own. The rest are just easy reading, so that's why I'm taking. I'm talking about the graphs and the curves today. Okay. So this shows the combination of the cardiac output and the venous return curves. So normally the cardiac output and the venous return are equal at point A. So there is cardiac output of 5 and the right atrial pressure of 0. Okay. And then maximal sympathetic stimulation increases the mean systemic filling pressure to 70 millimeters mercury. This one. This is because sympathetic stimulation constricts the blood vessels so that the capacity of the circulatory system decreases, increasing your mean systemic filling pressure. Sympathetic stimulation also increases the pumping effectivity of the heart, so your cardiac output curve increases. So the new equilibrium point will be at D, and the right atrial pressure is approximately the same, but the cardiac output is almost twice normal with sympathetic stimulation. Okay, what is the sympathetic stimulation inhibitor? So PSF decreases to around 4 mmHg because vasodilatation occurs in all the blood vessels and the circulatory system is not as filled. So the pumping of the heart also increases or decreases?